Looks like we are live. So, I know this is upside down for everybody. I apologize. But I could not figure out for the life of me. Oh no. Let's have it. Oops, sorry about that. Have that focus. So, today's prompt is chicken, which I have an idea for. So for those of you that don't know, I am doing like fashion design rather than just illustration, I guess. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm not super great at drawing people, which you would think would be important to be able to draw if I'm doing fashion design. But I felt like it was never something that was like super important to be able to draw, as long as I could get the clothes down decently. And then also the fashion figures, if anyone has ever seen them, definitely are very tall and lanky. They're like a special, it's like a special measurement, I guess, like 9 heads high. I don't know. It's a whole thing. Anyway, Blue Slushy, hi, hello. No Dead, weird. Well, nope, he's actually sleeping because he's on night shift and I'm just binking around, just drawing. Thought I would try some stuff on my own channel since I'm not sleeping during the day. How's it going? Anyway, so I was saying, so 9 heads high, if anyone is curious, the average human being, I believe, is about 7 to 8 heads high, and fashion figures are 9 heads high so that they can like show the clothing better, I guess. So this, I don't know, this always looks like crazy at first. It always comes together in the end, I promise. Okay, so for this one, I'm thinking I'm gonna go a little more high fashion, I guess. I can never draw boobs either. Boobs are so hard. They always look like misshapen or like too far apart or something. Okay. Is anyone else participating in Inktober? I would love to know. Blue Cell, she said, cool. Did you know horses are measured in hands high? I actually did know that. I was one of those children that was actually obsessed with horses. I had books about horses. I had toy horses. I remember, oh my gosh, what were they? They were like those realistic horses. I don't know if they're still popular, but they were definitely popular in the 90s. Were they like Breyer horses or Breyer horses? I don't know. They were something. But I remember I had like, either I had those or I had like some knockoff ones. I'm not really sure. But I used to just be really into horses. Actually, when I was little, I used to be really into like farm animals. I'm not really sure why. I was just really into like pigs and cows and chickens and like all that kind of stuff. And funny story, so my inspiration for this, because when I saw the prompt, I was like, wow, chicken, what am I even going to draw for that? And then the first thing that popped into my head was my mom telling me that either, I believe she said that she was in 4-H and that she raised fancy chickens, but she called them designer chickens. And so I was like, that's it. That's my muse for this prompt is designer chickens. Zelda Link, I like ducks. Oh my god, ducks are the cutest thing ever. I remember when I was in high school, it probably not just while I was in high school, but there were these two ducks that lived nearby at the park, and it was a male and a female, and they were always together all the time. And it was the cutest thing, and everybody knew them, and everyone would like stop to like let them cross the street. It was a whole thing. And actually, it's a really sad story now that I'm thinking of it, because when I was learning how to drive, I actually ran over the female. So I'm a terrible person. I actually think I cried that day, to be honest. Blue Slushy, for Halloween, you should do a nightmare chicken. That sounds terrifying, and I'm kind of loving that idea. Actually, I'm not sure. Like, I have an idea in my brain, but I'm not sure how to, like, execute it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if anyone else has this problem, but I most certainly do. Oh my gosh, my phone's vibrating. I am so sorry. Maybe I can turn that off. Hold on a second. I don't think I can turn it off without turning the Wi-Fi off. Whoops. Okay, well, I apologize. You can blame Reddit. Okay. Anyway. So there's like, I don't know, I guess a bunch of like, why is this so, whatever, Samsung, just focus. Okay. So there's like a bunch of like fashion jargon, mumbo jumbo, and I feel like no one's gonna understand, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. So I want the, like, do like a shoulder treatment of like feathers, but I don't know how to, because I want style lines, which is basically just like a seam down the front, and I also want, I don't know, I'll figure it out, I guess, as we go. Zelda Link said, you have to get ducks in twos. Oh my god, that poor duck. I actually quite literally cried that day. Ooh. And, is that Coco? Like Coco Chanel? I don't know. I guess, what is that in reference to? I feel like I'm just so all over the place. I don't really know what's going on. Let me see. This seems really blurry. Let me see if I can clean off the... That feels like it's better. I don't really know. Oh no, in my coffee cup is actually, it's just coffee. I woke up very late today because I stayed up late. So it's just coffee. I guess like here it's only like, it's 1 p.m. So for me, it's still like legitimate coffee drinking hours. So I want this dress to come down like mid-calf, I think. Oh my gosh, speaking of how awful it is to like run over animals, we lived in Denver for a little while, and while I was there was like rabbits fucking everywhere. And I used to slow down and make sure like I didn't like get any of the rabbits or anything, just because like for me, how awful is it to run over an animal, because it's not natural causes, right? Like cars are not natural. So one day while I was driving, I guess I just like wasn't paying attention, and I ran over a rabbit, and I cried that day too. Oh, I guess 11:17 p.m. in Alabama. Oh shoot, yeah. I know like it's kind of a weird time, I guess, for everybody for me to be streaming, but I feel like if I didn't stream now, I wasn't gonna stream like ever. But yeah, it's only one here. Colorado Springs 1017. Colorado Springs is so pretty. What's the weather like where you guys are at? I'm always like so interested where like what the weather is like where everyone else is. Like on my weather app, I have like a bunch of cities like everywhere, because I just like to know what the weather is like. today. Here in Japan, it is gray and it's a little cool out. I wouldn't say that it's cold necessarily. It's like really thick clouds. It rained at some point, but the parking lot's drying up, so hopefully it stays kind of dry. It's just been so wet here that like I don't know if I can take any more. And then of course it's like fall, so it's like the wet season. Warm in the day, cold windy at night. Hot, still feels like summer. Days in the 90s, upper 80s. I'd kill for that, to be honest. Like we had maybe collectively over the entire summer like 3 weeks max of like summer, I guess you could say. Which is like a bummer. I really as much of like a fall, I'm such a like basic person, but as much of like a fall person as I am, I really love like summer. I think that like my body just emotionally can't handle like dark weather for as long as it's dark here. Because at least back home in Oregon, like even though it's known to be like super super rainy all the time, it at least like gets hot like in the summer. So okay, so here I want these like tufty feather guys. I don't know how outrageous I want this to be. Maybe not too crazy. I don't know how like fantastical I want this to be. Blue slushy, a summer bummer. Let me tell you what. It's only like northern Japan though, and it's like I can't really be like too complainy because like I live on an island, you know. I live on an island the size of California, so it's like what can you do? Okay. But I know like I don't know who all was at did my live stream last week, like last Saturday, but so we're moving, we're going to North Dakota, and I'm excited to like have a new place to live because since I was 18, I feel like I've just been like on the move. So to be here for like 3 years was like, I don't know, felt like I had a ball and chain. Even though I love Japan, like this is the most amazing country I've ever been. I mean, not like I've been to like a whole lot of countries or anything, but this is one of the most amazing places I've ever been to. And I just wish we would have lived a little more south, but I have been getting like antsy probably the last year and a half. Scary, not summer. Does Japan have any good scary movies? I haven't like gone on a quest to find any. Since I was a typical American asshole and didn't learn Japanese, I felt really discouraged to go see Japanese movies. Well, okay, not that discouraged, but I haven't like checked out any new movies, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I know that there are like The Ring is a Japanese movie originally. The Grudge is a Japanese movie originally. And those are really good. I heard that The Ring and The Grudge had to be adapted to America and like dumbed down as far as like scariness, because I guess they said that it was going to be too scary for American audiences, which is bizarre. Another, I guess it's not really a scary movie per se, but it scared me in the sense of like, oh my god. I don't know. So I know everyone knows The Hunger Games, and there was like a rumor going around that like whoever wrote The Hunger Games like stole it from a Japanese movie, which might be true. I don't know if anyone has seen Battle Royale, but that's a really good movie. And that one actually, like, I don't know, that one seemed a little, it was a lot more brutal than the Hunger Games, but it's very much the same, like children fighting each other. Um, I'm not really sure how to execute these feathers. So I'm just gonna go ahead. Oop, can't have that on the style line. Zelda Link, just want to visit Japan but not live. I honestly think that if you lived more south, like we live pretty far north in Japan, and so like the weather's just kind of like crap up here. One of my friends, I think, is down in Tokyo right now, and it looks like people are like still, you know, wearing like t-shirts and shorts. So it's like, it's nice a lot of places in Japan, just not where I'm at, unfortunately. So that's not even, and that's gonna bug me. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Ooh, and Ireland. I would absolutely love to go to Ireland. I feel like I've never been to these places, so I can't say for sure if I would like to move there or not, but I really think I'd like to visit Europe because we, Dad and I, have been talking about potentially moving to Europe, but I would like to take a trip there first. Because I feel like that's like the, I don't know, like the sane thing to do. I'm not the kind of person that's ever visited a place before I've moved there. Like that's just like not who I am. Are you gonna are you gonna post this? I'm definitely like this will be like posted as a live stream on my channel, like once it like processes, so I don't know how long that'll take, but it should be up eventually. But I know it's late for you, so have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, this should be up, barring any craziness, I think. But yeah, I've just never personally been, you know, I love autocorrect. It makes me laugh because it always does the most ridiculous things. You know, I don't know. I just always think it's like hilarious, like out, not out. I mean, but yeah, I mean, good night. I hope you sleep well. I know that anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I think autocorrect is hilarious personally. But I think that I don't know. I'm the kind of person that I'm like a nomad in my heart of hearts. And I don't really care if I've seen a place before I've moved there. Like I'll just go. Like I've lived in Tennessee. I never had been to Tennessee before I lived there. I lived in Texas, had never visited before I lived there. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did visit for like a couple of days, I think, but that was only because at the time Dad was living there and I wasn't. I was in Tennessee and I was just going to visit him, but I had already made up my mind to move there. So like regardless if I had seen it or not, I still would have moved there. Excuse me. I feel like I've been awake for a while, but I feel like my voice hasn't woken up yet. Which I guess makes sense because Dad's asleep, so it's just me. And my dogs are sleeping, so I have no one to talk to. I don't know if any of you guys draw at all, but hands are literally the worst. That's the best hand I think I've ever drawn. Just out of nowhere. Okay. I need to pull out the big guns. Oop. Oh no. Okay. So I have this book I got in college, and sometimes it helps me figure out how to draw stuff. So that's what we're doing. Hopefully, like, that's not going to get me a copyright strike showing the book. I need feathers. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do feathers? Okay. I guess... I feel like... Okay. So, in my brain, I was just thinking, wow, how boring it is that I'm looking through this book. But, here's the deal. This is supposed to be me just doing what I do normally when I draw. And that is do this kind of stuff. Somewhere in here, I promise you, I really probably should have prepared this. Like, I knew I wasn't going to be able to render feathers. Where is it? I don't know why this can't focus. This is absurd. Okay. You know what? I was gonna say maybe I'll just look something up on my phone. Maybe I'll just look something up on my computer, because if you did not know, everything broke. Well, my computer broke for a while, and hold on, how to draw feathers. So my computer broke only because I broke it, and then I fixed it, but it's a little bit too late because our home goods are getting picked up like on Tuesday. So I'm kind of screwed as far as that. So I'm using my old laptop from like 2011, and it's just, it is a whole thing. So I'm recording with my cell phone and then doing comments, I guess. Like, I can see comments, I guess, here. It's a little awkward, but, okay. So I've got a little bit, oh, okay. My computer is so old. I'm so sorry. So I've got, okay, here we go. I've got this picture, and I need, it seems like, I don't know, maybe this won't be successful. I don't know. We'll see. Because I wanted these, like, really cool, like, feathery little, like, not like shoulder, I guess maybe shoulder pads. I guess in terms of construction, these would be like padded little, you know, little guys. Because you can't, I mean, I don't know, it depends on how fluffy the feathers are, right? That looks like fur to me. This is very frustrating. I don't know what to do. Are you guys still doing the channel when you move? Yes. This is like just me doing my thing on my channel, just making stuff. But we're definitely going to be doing Dead Inside channel. I know that he's planning on doing some different stuff as well, like without me, so it's not just all me and Dead all the time. But so I mean, that's like still a thing that's happening. We're not like neglecting that at all. It's something that's gotten like really enjoyable and fun to do, and like exciting to do, like when it's time to record. Like like, of course, like, we're human, so we don't always feel like recording. But then when I, like, think about, like, everyone who's, like, gonna watch it, it gets me, like, excited. Because it's, like, once we post the video, it's, like, we get to hang out with, like, all of our internet friends, I guess. Which, I remember, like, before I had ever made an internet friend, and people in high school would be like, yeah, they're like my internet friend or whatever, I'd be like, wow, you're lame, like you must be having a hard time. Like I was kind of an asshole in high school. I mean, who isn't though? And I just, now, it's like, I get it. Like we have internet friends now, and like I get it. It's fun. It's great. Internet friends are real. What what that is the best with you two? Well, okay. It's not like I'm going away entirely. Like, I'll be back. Like, we're, like, still gonna do stuff together. Like, we're still gonna read and do, like, live streams and, like, all that kind of stuff. But he's just gonna do, like, some extra stuff, I think, is, like, what his plan is. I don't know, like, when he plans on doing it, but he does plan on doing it. So it's gonna be like both of us, but like we're also gonna have like our stuff that's like this is what Demi does and this is what Ded does. And then like we do stuff together, of course. Okay. So I can't tell. Okay, let me color it in and then we'll see. But I'm thinking like I don't know if this is enough. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Does anyone else do art? And you like look at it and you're like, wow, that's not enough. I need more. And then you end up ruining it because you put too much stuff. I apologize if the pencils and stuff sound really loud. Like I said before, I'm just using my little cell phone and I don't know, like the audio usually sounds okay on it. I've never done anything like, I don't know, I feel like pencils are such a jarring sound on recording, so I've never done anything quite like that. Oh my god, I have so many erasers in here. What's happening? Okay. So I want it to be a pretty, like, neutrally browny palette, I think. At least that's what I'm imagining in my head. Like, I'm imagining the, like, main, like, part of the dress. Oh, I am so sorry it keeps going out of focus. I don't know how to stop it from auto-focusing like that. Okay, there we go. But I'm imagining the main part of the dress is sort of like a camel-y color, but I don't really know if I have a bronze yellow. I don't know. I guess we'll try that out, see what that's like. And then got some browns. And then I imagine that the feathers are sort of like multiple like shades of brown, which is nice. Ooh, there's my other brown pen. I guess for those of you that don't know what this is even, this specific project I'm working on is Inktober. And Inktober is like a challenge by, I don't know, some guy, I forget his name, but he created Inktober, and like I'm kind of like not really doing it the way that you're supposed to do it, but he made a, oh my gosh, excuse me a moment. His challenge is like, it's a month-long challenge in October, hence Inktober, and every day there's like a different prompt and you have to draw something within the confines of that prompt, and it's usually just a one-word prompt. For example, like today's was chicken, and so I'm doing something that makes me think chicken. But the rules are that you're supposed to do an ink or something that is not erasable. However, I am justifying this by saying that you can't really erase colored pencils. Even though like you can erase colored pencils, I don't know. I just feel like they don't really go away, so like you can't really get rid of your mistake as you could with like a regular graphite pencil. Trying to find a good camel-y color, but I think it's going to be these guys. And then I'll use the rest of these colors in my feathers, I think. We'll mix and match with some of my pens, because like the idea is that you like use ink, hence again, Inktober. But I don't have a lot of like ink or non-really erase. I actually do have a lot of non-erasable stuff, but it's not like great. I've decided on my own personal accord that I'm not going to buy any more art supplies until I use up what I have, because I'm the kind of person, I'll like get something new and I'll just say goodbye other old stuff. And then also I want to make sure I get in the habit of actually doing art, because I got in the habit of like not doing art for such a long time that I want to make sure this is something I'm going to keep up with. So that's my plan, and that's kind of why I haven't really gotten any new art supplies, is I guess past these pens, because I really wanted some fine tip colored pens, because everything I have is like fucking like Crayola. Which, I mean, it's not bad. I guess if you're gonna like be a beginner artist, or you know, you're nervous to like ruin nice supplies, it's not bad. I've just had a taste of the good life, you know what I'm saying? Like in school, like in college, I was able to use some Prismacolor pencils. Oh my god. I have a serious like art nerd boner over Prismacolor. They're like by far the most superior product I've ever used. And I remember in school I had a project I needed to do, and I needed a cool gray pen and a warm gray pen, and I dropped the most money I think I've ever dropped on two pens, or two markers rather, in my entire life. Like, they were, I mean, okay, so I think maybe the pens were like $3 each, which like isn't that much in reality. But when you're like, okay, I wasn't really starving either. Zelda Link said, I have to go work the night shift, so good night. If you guys come to Colorado, you can go swimming in my backyard. P.S. Please put some Zelda stuff in the drawing. That might be a different drawing. Like, I could definitely get down on some, like, Zelda-themed drawings, let me tell you what. But good night. Thank you for stopping by, Zelda Link. I'll see you later in either one of Dead's videos or my videos or whatever. But have a good night at work. I really appreciate you stopping by. And then, oh yeah, so I was a not-so-starving student, only because Dad had a really good job that he worked at that paid quite well. And I think that's really the only reason why I wasn't a starving student. Oh, excuse me. Like, of course, there were, like, times where, like, I didn't have any food. But anyway, that's totally beside the point. I dropped, like, maybe $8. I don't really know how much these pens were. But for two pens, like, $8. I'm like, shoot, do you know how many art supplies I could buy with $8, you know? And that was the moment I realized, after I used those pens, like, there is a whole other world out there of art supplies. And so my goal is to use up all of the pens and pencils I have now, and then when I replace them, instead of buying, like, I'm a very frugal person as well. Like, I don't like to spend a lot of money if I don't need to. But my plan is I'm going to use up all of my art supplies and to like justify buying something such as like Prismacolor, which is, I guess, a little spendier than some people are willing to spend. It's just like having used up all of my art supplies so that I'll know I will use Prismacolor, because I would hate to shame such a beautiful brand with not using them at all. Okay, like a little bit, I don't know, I think these feathers are turning out okay. It doesn't look, I don't know, it kind of looks faux furry, but that's okay. I guess the important part is that we get the idea that it's some sort of, oh god, that sounds really like gross, some sort of like animal skin. I'm personally not about using like real feathers or like faux fur, because typically those things are not ethically gathered. I remember when I was again in college, they made us watch a video. It was either from PETA or the Humane Society, of how they get faux fur, like how that happens. And it's not. Zelda said, "Thank you, you guys are the stuff. Keep up the good work. Going for real this time. See you around." Okay, have a good night. Enjoy work. I hope it's not too awful. I don't know where you work, but I always hated working night shift anywhere. Okay. So I think I can... Actually, let's do... Before I erase anything, let's do hair. You know what I'm saying. What is this color? Taupe? I like taupe. Taupe is a nice... I don't know why I left that out. I love taupe. Okay. Let's... I want to do... I know my first Inktober drawing was like a tight ponytail, but I feel like this... I don't know, high fashion I always think like high ponytail. And then also, I don't want to like overwhelm the clothing. You know what I'm saying? Like just a high, tight, straight ponytail, I think, is the best. Just because I would hate to just overwhelm it, I guess. So let's... Okay. I wonder, should I do dark brown hair or should I do this brown? I feel like the only problem with these pens is like when I'm looking for a specific color, I'm kind of SOL, because there's like, I can't remember how many pens even came in this pack. I just got them off Amazon. It was like, oh my gosh, this lightning deal we think you'll love. And I was like, well, I was in the market for pens anyway. But yeah, I don't know. There's like 12 or 16 colors, I think. And that's like, I don't know. I'm just looking for something so specific that 16 colors just like isn't doing it for me, you know? Okay, let's color this bad boy in. Actually, probably should do the face. I always forget to do all of like my ink things that can't be erased before I erase. And then I always end up erasing all of like my colored pencil. And then I'm really sad about it. Okay. Well, her hands don't match, but that's fine. We'll just pretend like they do. Okay, erasing. Okay. I am quite the mess. And then I can just erase most of this. We'll just skip over our little leggies. Okay, cool. Actually, those shoulders look a lot better than I imagined them to. Okay. Also, with this whole Inktober challenge, my plan was to get out of my comfort zone as well. Because I always... So, everything in my wardrobe is black for the most part. I wear a lot of black, a lot of like dark colors in general. And I'm not a brown person. Like I tried doing brown and like those like warmer colors, but that's just not who I am as a human being. So I tend to, when I'm designing stuff, not that, because like obviously I want to do stuff that like I would also like to wear, but I end up designing like just for myself almost, where like everything's like all in black and it's like super like edgy, and there's like I don't know, everything's like faux leather, and you know, it's very much like a specific style that's more me than it is, because obviously there are other people in the world that are wearing all black all the time, and I think it's partially like I'm from Oregon, so like I have a habit of just wearing black because that's what a lot of people do there. But this is also something to get me like out of my comfort zone. Like for example, like the prompt is like chicken. Chickens are white or they're like brown colored. So that was like my plan for this, was to make sure that I was like getting out of my comfort zone, which is doing everything black and warming it up a little bit. And I saw these pictures of these gorgeous chickens, and I said, and they have like these little like fluffy hairdos, and I just loved it. It was like the best thing ever. I feel like this side seems like it's got a little more dark brown in it. Okay. Oof, those shoulders are looking super fine. So I need bronze, yellow, and light brown, I think. And then we'll do a taupey hair color. Ugh, that's very flat compared to those feathers. Okay. And then, I don't know, we might put a little extra something in there because I would hate for, I don't know, the hair to just fall flat, because then I don't want it also to make the dress fall flat. Also, something else, this whole Inktober challenge is for me, even though I'm not really following the rules, it's more of like to get the confidence and creativity back, because I feel like I just stopped like designing clothing. For those of you that don't know, I was doing, well, I have an Etsy shop, and I was doing more like jewelry design than I was actually designing actual garments, and I realized like that's not who I am, that's not like what I want to be about. Like I actually, like, not that I don't like designing jewelry because it's really fun, that's not like, oh, god damn it. Thanks, Crayola. Okay. Anyway, like my passion isn't necessarily jewelry. Like it is fun to do some jewelry things, but like this is what I want to do. Like I want to make these gorgeous garments, you know. And so that's also something else, is that I wanted to just build up my creativity and like designing confidence, because I really believe when people say like, oh my gosh, like I'm just not creative, like the problem isn't that you're not creative. The problem is that you haven't practiced being creative enough. Because it's definitely, I've always believed it's a use it or lose it skill. The longer I stay non-creative, I guess, like the longer I just don't do anything creative at all, the less creative I become. Creativity, I've always thought, is one of those things that it's like the more you use it, the more you have. And so I've definitely always been a believer of that. And so this is kind of like what this challenge is for me, is just being creative and getting those creative juices flowing. And I feel like it always breaks my heart, honestly, like whenever I talk to someone who's like, oh, I'm just not creative like you. Like, no, you're creative. You're creative just as much as anyone else. And the problem is that you just fell out of it, and then because it wasn't flowing as easily, you just stopped doing it. And I feel like that's a shame, because this is something that makes me so overwhelmingly happy, you know? And then, like, it was actually Dead's idea that I live stream it, because I was just like doing this and kind of like posting it on Twitter and like Instagram and stuff, and he was like, why don't you just like live stream it? I was like, you know, that's a pretty good idea. And it's kind of nice because like I don't know, there's something so nice about sharing things that you love with people. And I don't know, I always think about this stupid post I saw that was, I mean, I guess maybe it's not like a stupid post, but there was a post I saw a while ago that was like, it always makes me sad when I hear someone get really excited about something and they're talking about it and they're like super stoked and they go, oh, sorry, I just get really excited about stupid stuff, or like I know it's stupid that I'm excited or whatever. And I always think about that post, like, you know, like we should be excited about stuff, like never, I don't feel like anyone should ever tear anyone down for doing something that they love. Like, just because like you're not into it doesn't mean like they shouldn't be doing it or shouldn't be excited about it. Like, I know a lot of people think fashion is like stupid and it's frivolous, and you know what, like I understand that point of view. Like, I really genuinely get it. Like, in a utilitarian point of view, there is absolutely no reason, there is no place for fashion. But the thing is like, we don't live in a utilitarian society. And for me, like, there always is going to be a place, no matter how utilitarian the society is anyway, because it makes me happy. Like, this is something that makes me happy. And I don't know, I feel like I'm just going on a whole rant about do what makes you happy. And if you feel like you aren't creative, you're wrong. You are creative, you just have to do it. Because I feel like the hardest part is getting started. And that really is for anything. Like, the hardest part is starting, you know? It's like just getting the motivation to just get up and do it. But you just have to. You just gotta get up and do it. So I think this color is okay. I don't know. I'm not really in love with it as much as I thought I would be. Might try to like, I don't know. It might just be weird up against this like really reddy brown color. But it's kind of looking baby poop, and I'm like not excited about that. Okay. So let's do the whole shebang, and then we'll see how that's looking. And then, I don't know, I hope, because I'm just not, wow, this is not the color I was imagining in my brain. But I guess you just gotta make do. Maybe, I don't know, something's just like wrong. Like, it's not like neutral looking enough, I think. Like, this just wasn't the color I imagined in my brain, but that's okay. Okay. We'll just have to roll with it. It's okay. Like, it's not awful. I'm thinking maybe it's not so baby poop if I do the whole thing. I really hope so. I might try to, like, I don't want to do that thing that I always do where I'm like, ooh, it's not quite right. And then, like, I try to, like, fix it by, like, going over it. And then, like, I ruin the whole thing. And, like, I don't want to do that. That's not what I'm about. Cool. Okay, dokie. Well, let's try. Oh my gosh, I feel like I just keep getting messages. I am so sorry. It just keeps like vibrating. I don't know what to do. Okay. I guess it was nothing important. Alright. So let's see what happens because I used this brown, this like reddy brown, and then I use this color over it. Just try to see what I can get out of it. What if I do like a, that's still, it's like too brown. Maybe if I do like a yellow, like this like what is it, harvest gold or something, yeah, over it. I don't know if that's gonna work, but I'm thinking it might be better than this, because like this isn't bad, but it's not. I don't want to like erase it because I feel like that's really cheaty, but I also kind of want to erase it because I feel like maybe it's too dark. Like maybe that's my problem, but I also don't want to erase the feathers. Okay, we're just gonna go for it. Let's do some harvest gold because I'm wondering if maybe it's like too red, kind of, just because like there was like a reddy brown. Maybe maybe I just needed to warm this bad boy up. That maybe it was just looking too like cool, maybe. I don't know. I wish my mom was here. My mom always like is so good at being like, actually, maybe this is your problem as far as like my art is concerned. I remember one time I was making this dress. Well, it was sort of like I was upcycling it from like a different dress, and I was trying to make whatever. I was trying to make this dress, and something just like wasn't right, and I was like doing all these things, and I was pinning it up here, and I was pinning it up there, and it was a whole fucking thing, to be honest. I was thinking probably she's gonna have some of that. Okay, there we go. I'm digging that. Cool. There we go. That, ooh, that's feeling good. Okay. It's feeling like a real three-dimensional garment. Okay, anyway, my mom. I was struggling with this dress so much. And I was talking to my mom on FaceTime, and she's like, oh, what are you working on? So I showed her. I think I might even specifically have called her to like help me fix it. And I showed it to her, and she takes like one look at it, and she goes, it's too wide near the underarm. And I was like, what? She's like, it's too wide. She's like, it needs to come in more. And as soon as I did that, it was like the heavens opened up and the angels sang, and it was fixed. And she was right. That's all it needed. It just needed to be taken in right there at the armpit. So I feel like my mom's always been very like I don't know. I feel like both of my parents are relatively like artistic in their own rights. And so I feel like my mom sews also, so I feel like she gets it. I think my discipline of like art from my mom, but both my parents are pretty like artsy fartsy. But So, yeah. Anyway, that's my little story. Okay. This is actually kind of, I'm loving it. And I don't know if I'm just wanting to love it or if I'm actually loving it. Okay. So, this bad boy is actually like almost done. I wonder, I don't want it to be too matchy in the hair, but I think maybe if we warm it up, because taupe is such a neutrally cool, like light brown, that I don't want it to look, I just don't want it to look flatten everything else out, you know what I'm saying? And also people's hair typically isn't flat. The only time I've ever had flat looking hair is when I've bleached my hair out and then tried to dye it brown over the bleach, and then it just looks flat and stupid, and that's just a whole thing. Okay, cool. I'm wondering, maybe we can go over a little darker, because then that's too matchy for me. Okay. But yeah, anyway, like we're like done. Whoops. Oh no. Well, we're not like done. I need to do like the finishing touches. Like, I was thinking about maybe trying to put, I'm also not very good at shoes either, but I would like to put some like booties, because I feel like my drawings are more successful if my fashion guy is like actually wearing shoes. Oh, Ashley Shepherd, hello. Thank you. Okay, I was gonna say I worked really hard on this drawing, but that's a little bit of an overstatement. It's more of just like I had an idea and I'm like, wow, why are my crayons not making the color I want? I guess they're not crayons. They're colored pencils, but they're definitely for 5-year-olds. Shoes, that's what we're doing. I do kind of like this like stylized, like she doesn't actually have legs thing. Oh my gosh. So as you can see, I like fashion and fashion design. I remember I saw this post on the internet talking about like fashion illustrations, and like me as a person, like this is like an art form. Like people will get really stylized and have their whole thing. And I saw this freaking post on the internet that was like fashion illustrations are like bad because they're hurting like girls and making them feel like they need to be like skinnier or than they are, or like, I don't know, making people feel like they're not the proper proportions or something. And I'm like, they literally, like, obviously not, you know, not everyone's been to art school, but like in school they tell you like these are not like normal proportions like at all. So like people, when they draw these, they're not saying like this is what anyone needs to look like at all, like in any way, shape, or form. And I just thought it was so stupid. And they were like, people need to start like drawing like fashion pictures like more realistic. And I'm like, look, just because it's not the fucking Mona Lisa, like, doesn't mean like I'm wrong. Like, I understand like the stance of like, stop putting unrealistic standards on people, but like the thing is like there's some that I've seen, like some art or fashion illustrations that are so wild that I'm like, you have to know. You have to know it's not real. Like, and there's no way that it's ever going to be real. And no one's expecting anyone to look like this. But it just makes me laugh every time I try to like, because I'm still trying to find like my style in drawing. You know, that's just, you know, forever what I'm doing. I'm trying to find my style. But it just always makes me laugh. Like when I'm like, ooh, like let me do this thing because like I like how it looks like she doesn't have legs, and how like absurd it is that anyone in their right fucking mind would think that I'm trying to push unrealistic standards on someone. Like, I'm not saying don't have legs, you know? Like, no one's saying, like, don't have eyeballs. Ashley Shepard said, "You actually make clothing? I thought I heard Dad say something about an Etsy store, or Etsy before." So yes, I sew. I have a few clothing items on my Etsy. However, I was saying before that I've gotten like out of the groove of like sewing and being creative, and so I'm kind of doing this like Inktober challenge to get more creative. There's a few drawings. I mean, I've only done 5 so far, but there's actually like 5 of the, or not 5. So there are 5 total. Oh my gosh, I'm a mess. But there are a couple of these drawings like I would be kind of excited to make into real garments because I don't know, they're looking pretty good. Like, I didn't expect to be 5 days in and be like, wow, can this be real? But yeah, I do make stuff. More recently, I've been doing just like jewelry and like smaller things like that is mostly what I've been doing. But yeah, I would generally say that I make stuff. I've been trying to get more, I mean, obviously, like, since we're moving now, like, it's been a little bit difficult to, like, start any projects, as you can imagine. So I haven't started anything recently, but I've been getting into the groove of, like, designing so that hopefully when we get to North Dakota, I can actually, like, get down and, like, make something or, like, attempt to make something. Like, I'm getting, like, really excited about it because this actually turned out, like, way better than it was in my brain. Okay. What do I need? Okay, everything has been inked in. So now we can erase my pencil. I liked how she didn't have legs, but now she just looks like Rayman to me, and I'm sad about it. Let's see. Maybe we can just give her like really skinny legs, because that's better than no legs, I think. I mean, it's not my finest work, but I think it's a little more successful than not having legs because, like, that style isn't anywhere else. So it doesn't make sense. I need to color her skin in. And actually, I don't really need to pencil that in because it's not like I'm doing anything I haven't done before. I need pink pen. Where is my pink pen? What do I want? Do I want pink? Do I want this like deep red? Do I want her a little more playful? Do I want her a little sexier? I don't know. Let's do a little testy test. Okay, so the red I'm digging that red. I don't know why I have you. I don't know, the pink looks a little, it's not bold enough. I feel like it's such a bold look. I need bold lips. Okay. Bold lips, here we come. And so I think my favorite part about my drawings is the fact that, like, the only thing any of my drawings ever have is lips. Ooh, that's good. Like, so dark red that they're almost black. Fuck me up. Okay. I need bronze cheeks, but, like, I need something yellow based, I think, because, like, the pen I used is, like, light yellow, and I don't, that's too dark. Ooh, maybe a taupe. Maybe we'll do taupe. That could be good for, like, her little, like, cheeks, because I'm imagining that maybe she's just wearing bronzer and not actually blush. Oop, that's pretty okay. Okay, and then Now for skin tone. God, that's probably like my least favorite part. Like, do I even need, does she need a skin tone? Can we just leave her like literally paper white? It always seems like a paper doll though, when they're just like literally only like literally paper white skin. Let's see. I need more markers. Okay, let's see. So we've got this guy. And then sand. Ooh, that's going to be too pink, I think. I don't know. Let's do this one. And we'll just do it lightly so it looks like she has a skin tone. And then I always feel like when I'm picking a skin tone that it's like I'm trying to like match the skin tone like with her clothes, but then it's like any skin tone could really go. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see like a darker skin tone or like a lighter skin tone be like wearing this and it looking good. And then I feel like I'm always so scared to like and then also, okay, a little psychology here. We tend to create things in our image because it's something that we're comfortable with and something that we know. So like I will more often than not draw white people or like white women because like I am a white woman, but I always get scared that someone's gonna be like, oh, it's not like diverse, but like I can't help it because like I'm basically just like putting myself on paper. So it's not like a personal thing, but I always get like scared someone's gonna be like mad about it and say like, wow, like all your drawings are like white, when like in fact it's so silly, but like, so my favorite Disney princess is Jasmine. She is not white at all. She is from somewhere in the fantastical Middle East. Or the fact that like my mom bought me a lot of like black baby dolls when I was little, and so I feel like I was almost more, I don't know what to call it, like exposed. Like I loved Mulan, I loved Pocahontas, like I loved all of like the non-white princesses, and so I feel like I was more exposed. Also, I apologize, there are people, I almost said vacuuming, they're definitely not vacuuming, but they're, you know, mowing the lawn. Anyway, but I feel like I've been more exposed to like not white like role models, I guess, that like it almost seems like I should be drawing like not white characters. I mean, these aren't even really characters, like these aren't even real people, they're just drawings. They're only here to wear my clothes and that's it. These should have been nude. I'm very upset with myself. I fucked up. Okay. We just gotta roll with it. Let's do, what is this, Harvest Gold? We'll pull this baby out. She's been a lifesaver. But yeah, anyway, moral of the story, because I feel like all of my pictures are typically like of me, or I also really have like a weird obsession with like redheads. So they're either like look like me or it's like a very fair-skinned person with like red hair, because I have a weird fucking thing for red hair. Let's see. So, okay. I think, I hate how fucking matchy her shoes are. I don't know what to do. I hate it so much. I guess it's not really, I don't know. I don't want to fuck it up, because I'll fuck it up. Okay, we're gonna leave it. So I think she's done. So I guess we'll finish this up with my black fine tip pen that's non-existent at the moment. Okay, I should really, when we get to North Dakota, work on some sort of organization. Ooh, there she is. Okay. Okay, so today's prompt is chicken. And today is Well, I guess it's the 6th for me. I guess it's maybe the 6th for other people. Okay. Well, she's done. I will, I guess, show her off where she's like right side up for you guys. I think it worked out relatively well. I'm actually really impressed with how the shoulders turned out. I was kind of worried about that. We'll just ignore the shoes because those aren't really doing it for me. But that's pretty good. I imagine that this probably has like one of those like heavy duty like brass zippers like all the way up the back. Oh, okay, so I guess my hand like pissed off the autofocus. Nice. Okay, can you autofocus? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. There we go. Okay, well, no. Well, there she is. That's my Inktober 2018, day number 5. The prompt is chicken. There you go. I just want to say thank you guys for everyone that came and hung out. I really appreciate it. I'm going to do my best to actually live stream these drawings daily. So keep an eye out for that if you want to come hang out. These should all be posted later, like once it's done processing. Like these will be back up on my channel. So if like you can't make it to me literally live streaming every single day for the rest of October, that's fine. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out. And I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow. Bye. Actually, not gonna lie to you, I don't know how to turn this off. I probably should have figured like that out before. Can I exit? Okay, so I figured it out. I'm super professional all the time. Anyways, you guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.